In the movie, The Harder They Fall, Rufus Buck was trying to build up an all-black town which he referred to as an example.
You know what it is? It's an example.
Redwood was supposed to be a place for us and by us, a place free from encroachment by land-grabbing settlers who believed that as long as they had their guns and their Bibles, they could take from anyone. Rufus Buck had a vision we could all agree was righteous. Unfortunately, his methods weren't so unifying.
Cheers.
We know that after emancipation of 1865, there was a great annex to the West by the formerly enslaved. By 1881, African-American immigrants had established 12 colonies in Kansas alone. Towns like Nicodemus thrived and survived into the 20th century. Black colonies were established in Nebraska, New Mexico, Colorado. In fact, history shows us that African Americans established settlements in the Indian territories of the Cherokees, Creeks, Seminoles, Chickasaws, and Choctaws. The purpose of these all-black towns, first and foremost, is the desire for self-governance. These towns also represented economic advantages as business thrived, as well as the barter system. Furthermore, schools provided education, churches fed the spirit, while the saloon catered to the desire to be socially interactive. Black towns offered men and women the opportunities that were denied to them on the plantation: prosperity, political power, and even safety. Some of the black towns listed in the archives are Marshalltown, Norfolk Colored, Canadian Town, and Arkansas Colored, Mayville, Wiley, Homer, Hunterville, Lee, and Renty. You had Cimarron City, Bailey, Zion, Emmanuel, Bowley, Brooksville, Clearview, Grayson, Langston, and towns like Redbird, Lima, and Tallahassee. The collapse of these black spaces were due in part to state legislation that included Jim Crow laws. The collapse of the farm economy in the 1920s, followed by the Great Depression starting in 1929, greatly contributed to the demise of these colonies. These all-black towns of the Old West are just what Rufus Buck imagined: an example. These black spaces served as spheres of influence where black people could live, thrive, and survive within a land where all black spaces were minimal. These centers of gravity gave rise to commerce, outlawism, farming, trade, and a sense of community. Just like in the Melvin Van Peebles movie Posse, fictional towns like Freemanville and Redwood are reminders of real spaces like Hodgman and Nicodemus.